Hi, Tuneman here. Welcome to Tuneman's Journey. I'd like to thank Jeff Stasny for coming up today. He drove all the way up here, and you know I live in no man's land, so I really appreciate the fact that he was an intrepid person. Don't tell him I got you lost. Anyway.
He's doing a fine job at his own.
I'm going to ask Jeff some questions because I have a high regard for his playing, and because he's a percussionist, it intrigues me. What got you started playing? Who or what inspired you to start playing the drums?
My first encounter was summer school in 5th grade. I was playing flute, and the drummer in the summer school band played really soft, and teacher told him to play louder, and kept playing really soft. And I decided, well, I'll switch to drums because I'd already been interested in playing drums. I had a toy set at home, and from there I kept going. When I was 10 in Shriners Crippled Children's Hospital, there was a gentleman that came around and visited most of the Hispanic kids that were in there. He was bilingual, and he found out I could play drums. He had 2 sets. He says, if you keep playing drums and do good in school, in fact, always keep playing drums and do good in school, you give me a set.
Wow.
So he gave me my first. Yes, he gave me my first real set of drums. So that's what I graduated from a toy set to a real set, and I've played drums ever since. And I've had some formal training in my early years. From there, as a kid, I got bored with it and decided to, well, just play by ear. I picked up more playing by ear.
Yeah, that's the practical side.
Forays into playing with an actual band was swing music in a big band.
Oh, now there's an education.
Yeah.
Those guys know how to play.
I love swing, I love jazz. It was a lot of fun, and I learned that before I actually got into rock and roll.
That was a great base though for rock and roll, because that's where rock and roll actually came from.
Well, that and it gave me a really nice, healthy sense of meter. And it gave me even a healthier sense of playing ensemble-y and listening to what the rest of the band's doing, because playing swing, playing jazz, you would have pops, you would have fills that are in unison with the band, especially trumpet pops or horns, brass pops and things like that. So you need to know when those are coming up, and it brought me into reading some, and from there I got into rock and roll. My first audition for a rock and roll band, the audition song was Mississippi Queen.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason I got the part is because I was the only drummer that they auditioned that could actually do the kick drum.
Oh, yeah. Oh, very cool. So, tell me, do you have a set routine for practice or writing? Do you sit down and everyday practice, or you do it at gigs, or how do you work?
I practice at home, learning the tunes I need to learn. If I do rehearse at home, I'll work with a headset metronome just to keep my meter down, and also playing the CDs, the glorious things of Walkmans and headphones. You can sit and play. Especially for a drummer, because well, my kid at home has pads all over. So I don't annoy any of the neighbors, and the irony of that is my next door neighbor is 95 years old. She loves music, and in the summertime she says, "I'm so glad you have the windows open when your band comes over to practice so I can hear your music."
Well, there you go. Spreading joy and cheer to the elders. I love it.
That and having a neighbor that will actually say, "Oh, can you open your window so I can hear your music?"
That's different. So describe your playing style. How would you describe your style?
Oh, that's a very good question. I wish I had a concrete answer for you. I'm an amalgam of so many different things I've heard through life. I listen to so many different genres of music. As far as my percussion goes, I'm very influenced by a lot of world groups and a lot of African stuff. I have a fairly extensive library of African pop and a lot of traditional African music.
Let's talk about your equipment. When you play as a percussionist, not a full drum set, describe your equipment. What do you have? How do you like to set it up?
Well, if I'm doing just straight percussion with an acoustic bass group, I'll tend to bring what you've seen me bring out at the Folky Monkey, and for when you saw me at the Live Love concert. I'll have my cajon that I sit on as my stool. I have a...
Now explain that cajon to me real quick. I've seen them.
They're basically a box with a soundboard in the front. Behind the soundboard is a truss that runs down it that has a crossbeam at the top and a crossbeam at the bottom that has 4 guitar strings. So that's what gets that slight snare sound out of it. And it's just it's a lot like a djembe. You can use it for bass drum, and so I use that. I'll bring my bongos. I have a hand crash cymbal, and my chimes, and my toy bag full of shakers and things that go bang.
I like that. I really like that. What would your ideal group situation be, instrumentation wise? Well, as from a drummer standpoint, do you have a favorite combo of instruments?
Ah, yes. A nice rhythmic guitar that can also cover lead, keyboards, bass, drums, percussion.
That's a solid group.
A solid group, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a favorite room in San Diego you like to play because of the acoustics, because of the sound?
No, they're all different. It's hard to find a favorite.
Describe your perfect gig.
All the ones I enjoy myself. I walk away smiling. And perfect gig has a good crowd. The band we're on, we're all doing well. We're listening like demons, playing well together. The crowd's loving it. We have good booze. Life is good.
So, after all these years of playing, what keeps you going? Why do you keep playing? What compels Jeff Stasny to go out and do gigs?
Music is my lifeblood.
And when you say my lifeblood?
It is something that is ingrained in me in a cellular level.
Okay, I can accept it.
If I don't have the opportunity to play, I feel it. My body actually goes in a downward spiral.
What have you learned from your personal journey that you'd like to share with maybe some of the younger drummers that are out there?
Mostly listen, and listen some more. Drums and percussion are there to add color, to add rhythm, and to add spice to the music. If you overpower the music with what you're playing, it's like having an overspiced meal. It just doesn't attract you, it doesn't taste good after a while, and you walk away from the restaurant or the meal not feeling satisfied. If you play musically and you listen and you blend with the musicians you are playing with, you'll get more gigs. You'll be appreciated more. And you'll have a deeper sense of being connected to the music that's being played and presented to you to play with.
And I say thank you very much, Jeffrey, for showing up. This is like excellent for me. Thank you. It helped me in my search for the perfect gig, because that's what this is all about for me. First of all, thank you from Tuneman.
Oh, my pleasure.